here. It's probably going to be Lucas ESS, and it is. Let's get the show on the road, my friends.
Yeah, starting this match right off. Wonder where we'll be going. Probably going to be PS2.
I would imagine so. I mean, ZSS has got a lot of good mobility on that stage. Lucas has a lot of space to be able to keep his distance and, you know, force approaches with PK fire and whatnot, or I should say create approaches and keep good pressure on, keep good pressure off him as well with PK fire. You know, just keeps ZSS at bay, a lot of range on this stage, while ZSS has just got that good mobility to be able to really easily outmaneuver on Lucas on a stage as big as this. I mean, flip kick, that get out of jail free card is just such a good mobility option, my friends. So we're gonna see how this match is gonna go. I suppose already Dylan up to 64%. Yikes.
Yeah. One thing that's important is in the neutral, WebbJP often uses this short hop Zaire tech to kind of just push you across the stage. And you're already seeing this match kind of break down that wall that Zaire creates from DSS.
All right, neutral air to the down tilt. Ooh, to the forward tilt. Beautiful. PK fires again.
Oh, great up there to just catch him. And well, it was just such an explosive player. Something you're not really used to seeing with a character like Lucas, but his conversions are always so clean.
That they are. They're very practiced. He's been playing this character for some time, wanted to be represented from some time. That's why he's with the Syndicate crew. And yeah, it depends on like. It depends on what would you say with that up air being as clean as it was. With those, what did you call it before?
What his when he uses that Zaire?
Yeah, not the Zaire, when he caught him with that up air off of the flip kick, because I mean, when you notice the way he got that up air is that I'm pretty sure he got it off of the ZSS flip kicking, which if you're gonna play against the ZSS, it's very, very important to like call out where her flip kicks are gonna go. Like sometimes you can't just always hit where ZSS is. Sometimes you just gotta like think a little bit ahead and know, okay, she's gonna flip kick in this situation, and sort of read her ahead to be able to get that punish. And that's what WebbJP did for this first stock. He just called out where she was going to go with an up air instead, and that's how he took the stock. And that's one of the things about playing as ESS, man. When you're fighting a character that mobile, you got to know how to intercept her and when and if your character can. It's so important, man, because most characters are not going to be able to beat her in terms of just raw mobility. She can just bounce around the stage like an acrobat, like it's absolutely nobody's business. So it's on you to be able to try and not necessarily outmaneuver her, but to stuff out where she's going to go. At least that's the way I see it.
I noticed one thing that WebbJP is able to catch on, speaking of flip kick, is a lot of times Dylan's using this flip kick and he's shielding it, but WebbJP is actually following where he chooses to go and finding that up throw to take the stock.
Oh man, beautiful stuff right there, man. And he doesn't even have to worry about anything else, like in terms of staling any of his other throws or anything like that, because Lucas, in terms of kill throws, he's got 3 of them. Yeah.
Unfortunately, losing one of them for Smash 4. One confirmed, but
yeah,
very able to kill this character is if you can get the grab. That is.
I think they realized that.
Yeah, but the thing is,
like the devs, I mean, like when they did that. No.
Yeah, catching him there, and it's difficult for Dylan to really get in on this. It was weird. We thought it would be kind of the opposite direction, but WebbJP is using that Zaire excellently and just using these hitboxes to keep ZSS out, which is not something a lot of people can do.
Right. Trying to reach back in with this back air, Kevorkian, if you could just touch your controller real quick. S'il vous plaît. Thank you. I'm trying to grab this Zaire on the by the ledge right here, which would have probably been able to convert into a dash attack potentially.
Yeah, he could jump him out there though. He bared on his shield and then he backed up inside B. And you get a little overzealous with that up B, but not getting punished for it. But it's gonna find the forward air, looking for an edge guard situation.
Ooh, tries to stuff him out with flip kick, mix him up where he was going to go, and then instantly put out the down smash to try to bait him into a rolling. Nothing doing on the part of WebbJP though, and that's really good, man. I mean, like Dylan was trying to create some sort of mix-up to try to catch WebbJP and like mix up the try to reset the situation, as that back air does not take the stock, and WebbJP just had him on the mark for it. You know, it's so important when you're the one who's up the stock and you're an advantage to, as that side B does take the stock, to know what your opponent or not to know what your opponent necessarily, but to know that your opponent is going to be trying to hit you with all sorts of creative options to try to break through your zone and take your stock. And he knew that Dylan, when he went for that run-off ledge flip kick, he knew that the reason he was doing that is because he was trying to bait him into doing some sort of option. So he just decided to wait it out, see what he was going to do, and then just, you know, pick an option accordingly.
Yeah, no, definitely. So we're here in a last sec situation. We'll see if Dylan can make his way back. DSS is a character that can kill you literally at 0 if you get the proper confirms, but WebbJP probably not going to be someone that's going to be caught slipping easily. And yeah, just going to find the up throw, and that's going to take the stock in the game. Good showing to start off the set from WebbJP. We'll see if Dylan can make proper adaptations or perhaps even a counter pick, but that didn't look undoable by any means.
No, not at all. Definitely didn't look undoable, and not even a final freeze frame coming out for him. I doubt we're going to see the Robin. Probably not against a player as good as WebbJP, but I don't know. I mean, Robin, you could think about Robin trying to keep Lucas at bay, like with her projectiles and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you know, like Lucas also has a PSI magnet to be able to just absorb a lot of those, as well as his has a hitbox, you know, while Nessa's does not. So, yeah. If I'm not mistaken. And, yeah, so I don't know if, like, he's going to be able to even needle him like that with a character like, Robin. I feel like ZSS is going to be a lot better at that, what with Zaire and whatnot. And like you said, it was a really close game. So I doubt we're going to see a Robin counter pick going up against probably, you know, one of, if not the best Lucases in, you know, the tri-state area here.
Yeah, certainly. And one of the better Lucases I've seen around in this Wi-Fi era, just in general.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's debatable at this point. I mean, his results kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah. So going into this game two, we're just gonna get a run back, straight run back.
Yeah, looking like we're doing that. All right, let's see how this one goes out. See what the adaptation is, like you were talking about before.
Mm-hmm. Here is neutral. He's just kind of poking with his Zaire again. We'll see if Dylan has any counterplay to be able to combat against that. And yeah, already in this neutral, Dylan doesn't seem to be able to get much started. As I said, that able to find a couple forward airs, not going to be converted off it, and then Webb is just going to up tilt out of it.
Yeah, good wake up option in that up tilt for sure, and another good wake up in the PK fire from ledge. Easy, safe stuff to try to force his way back onto the level. Dylan, though, having none of it with an aggressive forward air on the way back, still keeping WebbJP by the ledge as he's finally able to turn the situation around. Beautiful parry off of the neutral air right there, and a good nair to actually keep the damage onslaught going. The parrying is one thing, my friend, but it's like what you do after the parry that matters the most. I mean, you ever see like the Pokemon movie?
Yeah.
You ever see, like, you know, when Mewtwo says, he's like, oh, you know, the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant.
Yeah.
It is what you do with the gift of life that matters. It's literally the same concept in this game. Literally the same concept in this game for parrying and punishing off the parry. There's so many people who practice parrying, but then they don't know how to punish out of it. And WebbJP just showed that he is not one of those players, and then he knows how to parry. He knows how to punish out of that parry with that beautiful wake-up neutral air.
It's an important skill to have, especially if you're good at reading your opponent's timings, which it seems WebbJP is. So kicking off ledge, not ready to cover it. That's a decent, I wouldn't say good, but yeah, finds the kill there. That's a prominent option in ZSS, but it doesn't seem to matter.
Finds the fair in center stage, man, and that's just... And fair is a strong move, man. It will kill from center stage, and it comes out quickly, especially with that strong hit. I don't know, my friends. It's a very iffy thing. Lucas is so good in the air when it comes to intercepting, you know, and when it comes to intercepting his opponents in the air. Like, if you do not watch your jumps, and I can personally tell you this, if you do not watch your aggression and watch your jumps against Lucas, this character has the potential to eat you alive. He not necessarily will, but he has the potential to, especially if he's in the right hands, like in, you know, WebbJP's case. ZSS is a character that is all about mobility, all about jumping around in the air and whatnot with these flip kicks and whatnot and stuff. So if Lucas is able to just catch on to them at the right time as that side B takes the stock, Lucas is able to catch on to them at the right time, he can actually probably give ZSS a relatively hard time, or at least a harder time than she would have in certain other matchups, to be able to just jump up and dance around, man. Jumping against Lucas is something you really just got to be careful of because he's just so good at intercepting aerial approaches.
Yeah. I like to see Dylan start to mix up a lot more of these timings because it seems like, at least defensively, Webb has a pretty decent understanding of what he's going to do. So the best way to counteract that would be with mixing up these timings on the nairs and even zairs.
That they would, my friend. It's the secret. It's one of the biggest secrets of Lucas, and it's very iffy when you're going to play a character like ZSS. It's trying to play a little more grounded. Patience is one thing against Lucas, but it's not always enough. I mean, holding your ground against him as that dash attack does take the stock. Holding a lead against him is so important. You know, playing campy when you have to, not throwing out too many energy-based projectiles because obviously he's got PSI Magnet and he can absorb those. It's playing grounded against Lucas, man, as that back there takes the stock, going to last stock for the second game. Because the way that they tried to balance Lucas is that as good as he is in the air, he's not very good on the ground, is the thing. His ground moves, I mean, his ground moves are amazing, like, when you're landing, his ground moves are amazing when his opponent is landing against him and when he actually gets caught in a down tilt. Like, if you get caught in a Lucas down tilt, then you're just going to get, you know, potentially put in the blender, as Lucas is one to do. But if not, you know, if not out of a landing, like, if Lucas just runs up and F-tilts you, you should not be letting Lucas get away with that, man. You should be, like, if you're able to play grounded against Lucas, his approach options actually are not that good. That's where he starts to really not shine. So it's all about playing a patient, grounded game against Lucas to try to get around him. And the reason I say this so much isn't just because it's like how Lucas plays, but it's because it's the opposite. It's the opposite of how ZSS plays. ZSS is an acrobat, you know. So how is Dylan going to be able to adapt?
And we see it there. Just bullying him across stage is what WebbJP is known to do. And we're in a last hit situation here. We'll see if Dylan can bring it back. Send this to game 3, if Webb can just close this out.
Lying snake in the grass, man. Be important if what he's going to get off of this. Is it another Zair? Down smash, of course, by ledge. Nothing doing, though. The invincibility just narrowly be able to get around for WebbJP.
Able to mix it up there. WebbJP got caught a couple times jumping off ledge with an option. And just neutral get everything there.
Yeah, I love how he's just spamming that, knowing that I love how he's just spamming that, knowing that WebbJP had no punish there.
Yeah.
Really good character knowledge.
He just keeps throwing it out to try to catch him slipping. Not going to yet, but eventually he might.
Ooh, that was close. He almost whipped that one. Yeah. He almost whipped that one bad to the point where he got punished. Oh, and a PK fire from center will potentially kill here.
Yeah, and we're starting to see what we were talking about earlier, where ZSS Zair is such a good poke option, and not getting the turnaround grab there. Maybe looking for a roll, or maybe just not getting the inputs.
WebbJP with just the patience of a saint. Yeah, that's got to be like the damn 13th, 14th side B coming out from Dylan to try to take this stock, and he is just not giving it to him, man. He is not dropping that shield when he knows it's coming, man, and because of that, he was able to regain stage control. Forward air, not going to do it, though. Still got his double jump on deck here, and the Zair to be able to get back to ledge free. Still just holding that shield, not messing around or contesting with that Zair on any points, because he knows that's not only what Dylan is looking for, but that was his biggest chance of surviving the game there, except the grab mix-up from Dylan is finally going to do it right there. Got him at high enough of a percent where up throw would kill. Dylan out there, man, earning that. Fought really hard.
Yeah, definitely. He was just kind of waiting for Webb to make a mistake. And eventually, all it takes is one grab at that percent, able to kind of, I don't know if it would have killed if he properly DI'd, but that move known for kind of DI checking your opponent, and Dylan using it there to do as such. So we're heading into a game 3. I would expect no character switches, but we might see a stage swap of some kind, unless they just decide to run it back.
We will find out, my friend. I don't imagine any big counter picks happening in terms of characters. And that was just really wonderful patience coming out from both of those players right there. I mean, Dylan just with the persistence with that side B. He knew what he wanted. He knew how to do it safely to make sure that he didn't get hard punished for it. And what was I trying to say there? WebbJP, just with the patience of a saint as well. You know, just holding hard shield and not trying to punish not trying to punish Dylan, I should say, when he just kept that side B pressure on. He just knew it was safe, knew his character just had to, respect that move, not try to punish anything immediately out of it, lest he just, you know, get hit by some harder punished option. Very, very good stuff from both those players. Just fortunately for Dylan, he was able to get that last mix-up in the grab up throw when he needed to, knowing that the percent was slowly but surely tacking on up to there. It's really beautiful character knowledge from both of those players, man, honestly.
And at that point, the time was starting to tick down. I mean, they were last hit, last stock. But the thing is, they were at 130 on the game timer, so they had to be careful. And that was putting on extra pressure on WebbJP as we get into this game 3 here. Yeah, no character swaps. We'll be seeing what the stage choices here. And we're going to be going to FD for this last game of the set.
All right, good forward air. Able to start it out, man. No platforms here. Why do you think WebbJP decided to go here, Grayola?
I think he just wants to, because of how aerially Dylan's playing, I think he's looking to not have those platforms for him to rely upon. You know, we see WebbJP also playing in the air, but he's doing a lot of short hops, whereas Dylan's doing a lot of full hops and either landing with nair or air, so he's trying to restrict those options. Working out so far, off to a 30% lead.
Very good point. I feel like here he can just... Oh, that's a really good point, actually. I feel like here, like, you know, like he'll be able to call out his... WebbJP will be able to call out Dylan's options in the air a lot better. No platforms to be able to run away from. And then once the neutral is actually reset and he starts to play a little bit more of a grounded game like he has to against WebbJP, he still has... he's going to be forced, you know, to really commit to some more options, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, now he's got no platforms to really run away to, I suppose. That and just also the disadvantage is another thing as well. He's able to keep ZSS up in the air and disadvantage as that forward tilt takes the stock. I feel like on here, WebbJP is going to be able to call out where Dylan is just going to go out of disadvantage out of the air a lot better than he would on other stages. So it's a really good, it was a really good pick, really good, what am I trying to say here? Good call on saying why he probably went here.
Yeah, especially another aspect of that is Dylan, like a lot of ZSSs, and you see it there, using his flip kick very liberally. And because of that, it's going to be easier to call it out when there's less vertical space to contend with. So we'll see how that works. Off to a good lead in this game, already at 38% on his second stock.
Yeah, WebbJP is looking pretty clean right now, man. Holding his own, keeping it down. Getting that damage when he has to, especially when Dylan's approaching. Oh no, Dylan! They got a little thirsty for that one off the level, man. Probably misinputted that back air. Oh, yeah. Now this uphill battle just became, like, straight up.
Yeah, ZS is a character with a strong recovery off stage. But, and great usage of the flip kick to just catch him. But ZSS's recovery off stage is good, but if you make one or two small mistakes, you're dead. You know, it's good if you're using it 100% perfectly every time, but you see a slight flub there, but can still bring it back. 31% on WebbJP's second stock. See if he can get something big, continuing with the air to the forward air.
Yeah, man, he was able to get this beautiful conversion before. See if he'll be able to do it again. Tried so hard to be able to get that get this pivot grab out of Lucas's disadvantage earlier, but unfortunately for Dylan, he wasn't able to do it. I mean, he's tacking on percent on this last stock. I mean, oh, speaking of tacking on percent, what a turnaround coming out from WebbJP from center stage with that triple air, which I'm not going to lie to you folks, it's a lot harder to do than it looks. To double jump cancel those in between.
Yeah, no, definitely very experienced with it. He goes for that quite a lot, and then he always finds it. And because of that, he's able to just kind of exert himself when it comes to stage control.
That he is, my friend. You know, just Lucas showing the ranged options that he has as well. He's singing, I got a snake too. Ooh, there you go. The falling there to the down tilt, F tilt, the WebbJP classic. Back air from center, not going to do it. Waiting for the down smash from ledge, probably would have converted into flip kick. Yeah, he needs this stock now to be able to bring this back, man. Like now.
And WebbJP knows that. Starting to play a more kind of zony playstyle though, where you just need him, but that will take it.
Oh man, good stuff, man. He needed that flip kick solidly, and he needs to tack on this percent right now to have any chance at bringing this game back, man. Unfortunately, that SD really was just holding him back pretty solidly, but I mean, if there's any ZSS who can bring this back, it's Dylan almost getting that that forward air out of the down tilt. This might be it here with the up throw, and it is.
And that's going to take it.
Oh, boy. Dylan, WebbJP on the favor of WebbJP, who's going to make top 8 winner's side. He'll be going up against Sparky on the Master Hand Gaming stream. And just in case you didn't get your WebbJP fix enough tonight, we got him over there for that. Or actually, I don't believe that's the case. It's looking like Juice and Beast are actually going to play next on Master Hand Gaming. But I believe Sparky and WebbJP are going to play on MHD2. I believe we